Everyone, it is 10 minutes past 9 o'clock right now, and Sheree Clark from Fork in the Road in studio with us as she is every week at this time. And you know, Sheree, with the new year came a lot of health-related resolutions. You know, some people said, maybe I'm going to exercise a little bit more and cut out the unhealthy things like maybe sugar and things like that, or maybe even reducing your screen time, try to step away from that, and which are really good resolutions. But you said there's one thing people can do which is really simple that can really have a benefit on your health. That one element is?
Try new things. Just get outside your comfort zone and try different things. And so today we're going to be talking about stuff that you might not know about. And what I want to do is also, many of the things that I brought today can swap for other things. So as we're looking at, like giving up coffee, that actually is a great place to start. Giving up coffee, people think, oh my gosh, how do I go from coffee to nothing? Well, there's some steps in between, and I brought you one that you might want to try.
Okay, so you kind of warned us before the segment today that you have some surprises for us.
and these are some of the surprises, but
So,
the thing that's really important about
it
this too is that you're talking about things that you can do at home.
Yes.
Which is really key in this whole formula, isn't it?
Exactly. Yep. Do it yourself. Really, because when you go out to eat, you're really at the mercy of whoever's preparing your food.
Right.
If you're doing things, if you're getting stuff to go on the run, so doing things at home is a great idea. And the key to keeping things exciting and doing them at home is to try new stuff.
Try new things.
So
Okay.
don't get stuck in a rut. So let's start with matcha.
Matcha?
Matcha.
It sounds macho, but
Matcha is M-A-T-C-H-A, and matcha is a type of tea. So I brought
matcha tea. Okay.
Two different kinds of matcha. I have one right here. There is the ceremonial grade, and then there's the culinary grade. In my hand is culinary. Jackie, I've given you the ceremonial, which is the higher end stuff.
I was going to say, which one costs more?
That one, Jackie's costs more. It's in the smaller container. You can take the top off of that if you want.
Matcha love.
Yes, and it is, you can see.
Oh, it's green.
Right, you don't expect that. Right, you had the right reaction. It's a whoa, it's a green powder. It almost looks like something that, it looks like face powder. It's that kind of a consistency.
So what is matcha? Is it a root? Is it a leaf? Is it a vegetable or?
Great question. Here's the thing. When you drink tea, you steep the leaves. Okay,
right.
They're dried leaves, and you steep them, and then you take the bag out if you're using a bag tea, or if you're using a loose tea, you take the basket out. With matcha, it's ground. It's the whole tea leaf. It's ground to a fine powder, just like you see it there. And so you stir it into your hot water and you drink the whole thing. So like you take the tea leaves out and discard them, you're drinking those tea leaves.
You're using everything.
You're using everything and you're consuming everything, which is one of the reasons why it's purported to be so healthy, because you actually consume it rather than just drink what has been steeped from it.
Okay.
So the way to make what you've got, Jackie, the ceremonial grade, what you would do is you get a little bowl like this, and you get a whisk, and you take a tiny little bit of the powder. And when I say tiny bit,
this says 1 teaspoon.
1 teaspoon, and you put a teaspoon in there, and with some hot water, you whisk it into a paste. Then you would add hot water, and then what I do when I do the ceremonial grade is I drink it from here. Just drink it right out of this bowl. That's a pretty, I call it an acquired taste.
Right.
It's something that is, I wouldn't advise people to start out there.
What does it taste like, or doesn't it taste like anything else?
Well, when people say it tastes earthy,
it tastes like clay.
It tastes a little
like
bit,
grass, or
a little bit kind of dirt-ish, like
dirt-ish.
Dirt-ish. To me, it tastes dirt-ish. It's got a bitter taste. It's not sweet, so some people add things to it. But the real purist would just drink it straight out of the bowl. For me, I have to work up to that and have to be in the mood for it. I brought you the beginning starter thing. What I brought from you is actually a store-bought matcha latte. You can try that. It's in the little green orb-shaped.
And this would replace coffee.
I do it instead of coffee. It's got caffeine in it.
Oh, it does?
Yes.
Okay.
And here's what I like about it. When I drink too much coffee, I get a little jittery, and I get a little bit annoying, or at least I'm told that. Hard to believe, but those people are wrong. But with matcha, it's a lot more controlled caffeination, so you don't spike and you don't suddenly feel like, oh my God, I've got to go run around the block. It's really kind of a nice controlled, steady.
I'm looking forward to drinking this, especially when you said it tastes like dirt. Okay.
Matcha latte.
No, this doesn't taste like dirt because this has been added to. So this is what I bought you at the store. And the latte means it's got some milk in it. They use coconut milk in this. It's been sweetened. They use a little bit of stevia and a little bit of honey. Now, I don't usually buy things at the store. I usually make mine at home.
Right.
So when I make my matcha latte at home, you're drinking it cold because that's the way this is meant to be drank. I make mine hot. And what I do is I will use hemp seeds, mix it in with hot water in the blender, some of the culinary grade matcha, and that is delicious to me. Put a little honey in, and that's
Hemp
really
seeds.
good.
Let's clarify what hemp seeds are. You
Hemp
can't just buy
seeds.
these in Colorado, right?
No, they're legal right here.
Okay.
These are hemp seeds. Most of them are grown in Canada, and these are really, really wonderful. This bag is not organic. I will sometimes buy the organic, but organic costs twice as much. So once in a while, I just think, it's just, I don't know. What are they spraying on my hemp? So hemp seeds mixed with matcha is a really nice matcha latte. I think you'd really like that. Do you like the packaged one, or is it?
Tell you what, at first, when to be honest with you, I had almost that bitter beer face. But it's an acquired taste.
It
The
does.
second
I would
time
say
you
it's an
took it,
acquired
yeah.
taste. It definitely still has a very poignant flavor to it that I would still say is somewhat earthy.
Yes.
But doesn't. I don't feel like I'm drinking dirt or anything
No,
like that.
and what you can do with it is adjust the flavors so that
Right.
they're the way that you like them. A key for me, I like to sprinkle a little cinnamon on the top.
Oh, that would be good.
Yeah, then that sweetens it up without adding any.
It's almost like, to be honest with you, almost like chocolate milk. It
Yeah.
reminds you of that.
That's got that viscosity,
Yeah.
the same kind of density. Yeah, absolutely. Now remember, if you're going to be making your own, you could always buy the hemp milk at the store. But I don't recommend that because even this, which is I bought at a natural food store, has additives. It's got guar gum and it's got some thickeners and it's got preservatives. So when I make hemp milk, it's just hemp seeds and water, and that's it.
That's it.
So that's a good one to keep in mind. Other things that we can try at home, some things that you may or may not be familiar with. We have talked on the show before about tahini.
Yes,
Now,
we have.
tahini is to peanut butter, or tahini is made from sesame seeds. Peanuts are made from peanut butter, so that's one good way to remember it. It's the same kind of consistency as peanut butter. It's a pasty kind of a thing, but it's not as sweet as peanut butter. So you might say, well, what could I do with that? So I made you a really nice little dressing that uses tahini and some other ingredients that we're going to talk about. So if you're welcome to taste that if you want. I'm going to tell you what the other ingredients are in the dressing that you're eating. The one other ingredient is miso.
So this is the dressing.
That's the dressing. It's nice and
the
thick.
thin one?
The thick one. No,
Oh, the thick one.
Yep. Dip in the. You can maybe there you go. You can mix those two.
Now,
Actually, are good.
tahini, the smashed sesame seeds is what we call it here.
Yep.
They use that a lot in Jewish baking. They use tahini. in
Yes.
that, which is really good.
It's
so if
really
you
good.
love that, that's an indication as what you might like.
Exactly. It does, once again, like the matcha, has a tiny little bit of a bitter taste, and you can balance that with some sweetener. So for that dressing, which I really like,
That is good.
because
That's
it's a salty, sweet taste. And what does that is these three ingredients combined together. So we've got
Help to create it.
miso, which is soy paste, and it's fermented. Miso you've had before, perhaps without knowing it. If you've ever eaten in a Japanese restaurant or a sushi restaurant and they bring you the clear broth up in the beginning and it's kind of salty, that's typically a miso soup.
Oh, it is? Okay.
And it's really easy to work with. If you wanted to make a miso soup, it's nothing more than hot water and some miso paste. But I really like it in dressing because it's salty without adding salt. And it adds some thickness. So the paste itself is actually rather paste-like.
Looks like it, yeah.
It's a thick paste kind of a consistency, and it stands up to whatever liquids you're going to put in there. So that with the tahini, which is bitter, and then the sweetness comes from coconut nectar.
Okay.
Awesome combination,
Yes,
as
it
you
is.
can tell.
Very tasty.
Yeah,
That is
you're really-
good.
Now you can thin that out and put it all over a salad, or you can use it like I've done it for you here and made it into a dip.
That is awesome.
Okay, then the last thing I wanted to share with you, because we were talking about coconut nectar, is coconut aminos. Now these, sometimes people have an aversion to soy.
Right.
So soy, maybe they don't want to be using soy sauce.
Right.
So
I say this is aminos are replacement for soy sauce.
Correct. So that here, I brought you a little bit of some vegetarian sushi and then the soy sauce so that you can dip it in there to get a taste for it. The difference also is that it has a little tiny bit of a sweetness to it. And so I really like it. I think sometimes people like hot sushi, they'll do something with a hot spice to it, and that is a nice little balancing
Okay, I
act
thought you
to
meant
it.
hot sushi, like I like my sushi well done.
No,
Okay,
no, like with hot spicy, like spicy tuna, which I don't eat because I'm vegetarian. But isn't it nice? It's got a nice sweet taste. So here's the bottom line, folks. What we need to be doing is trying new things. Mix it up so you don't get bored, so you don't go off the rails.
Right.
Another combination before we go. I made you a smoothie. So in your smoothie, I've used hemp seeds, I've used tahini, and I've used coconut nectar.
All right, so you're combining everything here.
Exactly. We're going to be switching things up. So the thing I hate to do is buy one thing and then get it home and think, well, I can only do one thing with it.
One thing,
Or
yeah.
I don't like it. Be flexible, have an open mind, try things. You're going to keep your healthy resolutions on track if you're willing to be open-minded.
And do them at home.
And do them at home. Yes. Don't go out so
That's
much.
very good.
All right,
Now,
so-
someone like me, I need some guidance, and that's what you give us every single Thursday, so we appreciate that. But if people need specific recipes, like I like this idea, but please help me step by step so I can start.
like this dip.
So I can
People are
start
gonna want this.
incorporating it into my life and making better choices. Is there a way that we can get some of those recipes from you, Sheree?
Absolutely. Drop me a note at info@fork-road.com, and also visit my website, fork-road.com. I do have some recipes and things up there, but I really like to interact with folks. I really like it if they just drop me a note and then we can have a conversation, and maybe that's not the dressing you want. Maybe you want another one because you're looking for something else.
You have so many different ones to choose from.
I sure do.
Wonderful. Well, great job as always. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We will be right